Sound check. Hi everybody, welcome back to 1111 True Crime. Got my cards here. We're covering Nancy Guthrie's case. There's been a lot of dark information coming out about sadistic clubs, fetish balls, all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Now I have this set up for our PIs to take over and ask the questions. However, we don't have as many PIs tuning in today, and so I went ahead and changed it, opened it up to everybody that is a subscriber. So if you're a subscriber and you're live, come on back into the chat and ask any question you would like. Now, a disclaimer, my lovelies. First of all, it's just my interpretation what the answers are. I'm not going to change the answer to make anybody happy. What does that mean? I had a commenter say, you had so many yeses in that reading. I just can't buy that. If the answer is yes, the answer is yes. I don't have control of that. Number one. Number two, I can't do location. You guys can ask me all you want about Nancy, but do you see if she's, okay, let's say the landmark is she's by McDonald's. I don't have that. I don't have locations in the decks. And even if I did, can you think of all the locations in the world that I would have to have a deck? It would be so large I couldn't do it. Also, Tarot's excellent at timeline, at breaking down what actions took place, of giving us an understanding that way. But when it comes to location or like the exact time stamp, Tarot's not a clock either. So the questions that are going to get the best answers, the clearest answers, are going to be related to energy, because tarot is a reader of energy. All right? That being said, everything is my humble opinion. I am just sharing with you what the cards mean. All right, my lovelies. Boy, I slammed that down with like mighty force, didn't I? Let's go ahead and get shuffling. I am going to be pulling questions and posting them, and trying to answer every question I can for you guys. All right, my lovelies, we're going to start with the very first question right after we shuffle here. June George, question based on what we all were discussing the last time. Does anything or the cards believe Nancy was used as a sacrifice for this dark group? Okay, I'm going to reword that because I don't. Does anything or the cards believe? That's not how we roll. We take our answers straight from Jesus. Straight from Jesus. What does Jesus show Mama D? That's it. There's no whatever answers. No, no, no. We're going to say, what does Spirit? Jesus. Jesus Christ is my Savior. He's the one that answers the answers for me. What does he say? Was Nancy used as a sacrifice? I'm not giving you the runaround, Edmet. Yes. Yes. Good Lord, we have the devil. Oh, Jesus, help us all. We have the devil came up right away for that answer. You're asking if it was a sacrifice. Yes, it was. According to the cards, very favorable. More on that answer. Here's the story. Yes. Ace of Pentacles. Aces are yes. Yes, yes, yes. And we have this single energy here surrounded by money. It could have also been money spells, casting about money. Aces are yes. And this is also the Ace of Pentacle, which is money. And then we have the Devil card. And do I need to explain that for you, or do you know what we're talking about? So highly likely that Nancy was considered a sacrifice. That's so sad. Wow. Let's see what else we have here. Nikki UK, thank you for asking. And my boys are goofing off. My doggies, I have Jack Russells and their brothers, so they're playing. Nikki UK question, was Nancy alive when she was taken out from her house, allegedly? Autofocus, thank you. Was Nancy alive when she was removed from her home? Was Nancy alive when she was removed from her home. We have the star. We have yes. Stars are yes. This is attention. This is the brightest star of the night. Aquarius energy. Nancy is Aquarius too. Follow up on that. More on the star with Nancy being removed alive from her home. The devil. The devil took Nancy out of her home. Communication. The devil's the one that communicated. The devil is the one. Look at that. The star. Attention on the devil. Communication. Yeah. She was alive, but she was removed from the home by the devil. That's what's being communicated. Bottom of the deck, walking away. She walked away from the home according to the read. I mean, if you were up against somebody that had a pew-pew, you'd probably listen too. All right, you guys, let's see what else we have. Oh, thank you, Zozo, for reminding everybody. I'm going to go to the bottom and work my way back up. Okay, let's see. Question, my bird Sunny. Does the FBI know this dark theory? Ooh, I'm going to give you the goat. My bird Sunny are getting the goat. I love that question because that's what I want to know too. I said that funny, like cheer. Is the FBI completely aware of the connection between Derek Kalila and Mojito and Kayla Day to the situation? We have a page of pentacle. We have an immature answer. In other words, we have a page, not a knight, not a king. We have a page. This is a messenger. Pages are messenger. That pentacle is something tangible you can put your hands on. This is little. This is small. A small inkling of the evidence. A small inkling. They don't have the evidence. They're short, if you will, of the evidence to prove it. Let's continue. We have liar, cheater, thiefer. Seven of Swords. This guy is strategically stealing all the swords, right? He doesn't need all these swords. He's stealing them because he's a stealer. He's a cheat. So there is something weird about this liar, cheater, thiefer. And it could be because they're not getting much evidence from the liar, cheater, thiefer they have, which could be Derek Kalila. Let's continue. FBI, what do they know about the truth of this theory? King of Swords, law. Bottom of the deck, they're working on it. This is the working on it card. This is repetition. This is doing something over and over again and producing, trying to produce. This is work card. So what this is telling me is they have the liar, cheater, thiefer. They know that. But they don't have much to connect him. They're missing evidence. They're short. They're lacking evidence to be able to prove this theory all the way out. But they do seem aware of it. How do I know that? Because the sword is upright, meaning that they're on it. The King of and Queen of Swords represents judicial. So this could be FBI. This could be, sheriff, whatever, detective. And this is the work card in tarot. So we've got the law working on this liar, cheater, thiefer, but they're coming up short. Interesting. Good question, by the way. Love your questions. You guys are so good at this. Julie Camarina. Julie Camarina. Question. Did Nancy refinance her home 3 times for Annie? Did Nancy refinance her home? King of Swords, we have the law card. That could be seen as a judge, could be seen as a detective. Did Nancy refinance her home for Annie multiple times? We do have the child card. So this is this is in a sense Annie and Nancy, because the Six of Cups represents your past, knowing someone since their birth or knowing someone since they were a child. Well, Nancy is the mother of Annie. You're asking about Annie, you're asking about Nancy, and this is saying this is the past. So this is the law and the past. There's something about law in the past. It also makes me think that you could be right, because, focus please, autofocus. This larger person, right, the parental person, is offering something to the smaller one. And we have celebration, we have a grouping, we have a gathering, along with burdens. Very big burden. She has helped Annie a lot. I can see that. Even though she didn't have money, she was trying to do things to help Annie, because it is this, celebrating together, right, about these burdens. So this person has collected all 10 sticks. They're done now. In other words, they're going to go, they can't take another stick. There's only 10 in the tarot. They can't take another stick to carry, another wand. They've got to go to this town and cash them in to get wands. And he's on a journey. He's carrying everything he can. And it's a heavy burden to carry. 10 of wands. Bottom of the deck, 3 of wands. So something to lighten the burdens, indeed. And it's interesting you ask 3 times. We have, I said burdens, right? 10 of wands, the wands being the burdens. And then we have 3 burdens. Highly likely. Wow, that was pretty specific. And I'm just grabbing random questions. I'm going to grab a drink real quick. Who do we have here? Dee Dee Jones. Did the perp return to Nancy's home since she went missing? I'm just going to take a quick drink. And I'm a loud drinker, so I forgive you. Plus, I have a very sensitive mic. Did the perp return to Nancy's home after she went missing? After Nancy went missing, did the perp return to the home? If it's meant to come out, it will. I saw liar, cheater, thiefer. 7 of swords, that's what popped. If it's meant to come out, it will. And there it is. All right. 3 of swords. The lovers, and the hermit. So here's the home, right? This is the home card. This is the hermit card. This is Virgo energy. The lovers is a choice between 2. It's also signifying more than one. So there can be 3 people involved when you see the lover's choice card. Lord. All right. So the reason I say that is the lover is choosing between 2 others. Just so you know, it's a choice that's being made, but it can also represent multiple energies. We also have a 3 here, 3 of swords, betrayal. So if I were to actually look at this as a yes or no, I would lean toward no, that she did not return to the home after Nancy was taken. And here's why. This is a negative answer. This is an unlikely. This is also an unlikely situation. And then the hermit is a solo home card. So this is telling me that it's unlikely that the perpetrator or perpetrators have returned to the actual physical home. Unlikely. Doesn't mean they haven't, because tarot, I could be misinterpreting, but usually I'm not. Hi, Michelle Dry. Question, does Savannah have any suspicions of Annie or Tommaso? I can only do one, okay? I can't do both. I can do one question at a time, so we're going to take Annie. All right, does Savannah have suspicion of Annie in the disappearance of their mother? We have the Lovers card. Again, a choice between 2. Lovers. Does Savannah suspect Annie? Truth train coming through. There's Nancy getting out of her bed. It's also worry, the most worrisome card. This is can't eat, can't sleep. All you can do is worry, worry, worry. 9 swords. No words are spoken. This is all about feelings. Truth train blaring. And we have the regret card. Cups are spilt. She's got concern. This is saying not likely that she suspects Annie and Tommaso, but that she is worried. There is something about the situation with Annie and Tommaso that she can't get out of her head, that she's worried about, and she regrets that she feels that way. But she suspects they may have betrayed her. This is the betrayal card, bottom of the deck. So it's almost as if she's saying, I don't want to think that, but I do worry about it. I regret that I feel that way. But I do have concern that there's betrayal behind the scene with these two people. This is people in your intimate circle, right? That they are in my intimate circle. May have my mom. This is the, abduction card, right? This person's been abducted, tied up. They're surrounded by swords. And the fight has come about. They have had an argument over it. And we have a lot of defense. Annie and Tommaso are trying to hold their own with Savannah about their mother, Queen of Pentacle. But Archangel Michael is showing them something. Her prayers are coming through. Sagittarius energy. That justice will prevail. They still have Annie's car. I know a lot of people were told that they don't. They do. They still have Annie's car. They don't have Luke Daly's car anymore, but they still have Annie Guthrie's car. I don't know why. Do you? Interesting, right? All right, my lovelies. Let me see. Elsa. Hello, lovely. When Nancy was taken from the home, was she aware of who was betraying her? Elsa, you're getting the goat too. I'm just giving the goat. That's an excellent question. That's why I said you guys are just far better at asking questions than I am. I'm amazing at reading tarot, but you guys are better at asking the questions. Takes both of us. Elsa is saying, question. When Nancy was taken from the home, was she aware of who was betraying her? Was Nancy aware? We have the Empress. How interesting, because I was wondering who the Empress was. Empress could be Nancy. King of Wands. People. Definitely people. Swift action out of the bed. So this is almost reading like a book. We've got this energy of the Empress, which is abundance, right? Which could be Nancy. Full abundance. She could be the Empress. We have the King of Wands, which is the drug dealer on speed dial. Just saying. That's who he is. The King of Wands is a slick dude you don't trust. That's why he's got these salamanders all over. Because he's slick. He gets away with a lot of shit. We have swift action right out of her bed. This is telling me Nancy is saying in this reading, or Jesus is saying actually, that there's a drug dealer that took her right out of her bed. But she did know about a plan that's betrayal. She knows she's being betrayed by someone intimate to her. Can't even make that up. Abducted. A fight to the death. Defending oneself in the moonlight. She tried to defend herself in some way. We have the Lovers again. Look at that. There's that offer. Wow. I think that she knew that somebody had hired them, but she was only exposed, if you will, at the house there to, she only knew at that time that it was this dealer kind of energy, this no-gooder. Hello, Pink Shimmer, and welcome to the channel. Excellent question. Will Nancy or her remains be found? Will Nancy or her remains be found? We have the partnership. This can also be seen as a promise. This is a blessing. This is the Hierophant. It's establishment. It's a blessing. See how he's got his hands up? Right? He's doing the blessing sign, right? The blessing. This is a promise, an oath. And so I could interpret this as saying, yes, that there's a promise that she will either be found or her remains will be found in due time. Let's see what else we have on Nancy's remains being found. And no, for that one commenter that said, you're just guessing, you're making up answers, I would like to just say, I'm going to come up to topside before I finish this question. A lot of people, we get 5,000 views on my readings, sometimes 10,000. A lot of them read tarot. And if I were saying just made up random stuff, you would see a lot of comments from tarot readers, fellow tarot readers saying, that's not what the card means. So I can't really make it up. Okay, so the question again is, will Nancy or her remains be found? And we have this Hierophant, which can be an oath, right? Okay. We got our first basement card. Hold on. We have the Magician, an illusionist, a trickster. Gemini energy. Hierophant, Taurus energy. Both major arcana. Only 22 major arcanas out of the whole deck. We got 2 of them sitting right there. The Magician always has all the tools of the trade. Look at that, Knight of Pentacles stuck. So there's some reason that she's getting this stuck energy with her body or remains. There's a trick and it's stuck. I gotta ask a further question and I don't want to. I just saw a card up. Bottom of the deck, I've got 9 of Pentacles in reverse, and that really concerns me because my question was going to be, was she cremated? And I've got that in reverse. This would be solid. That's what this card means. Solid financial, in abundance, solid on your own. This is not so solid. If somebody was burned, cremated, they would no longer be in solid form, really. Was Nancy cremated? Was Nancy burned? I'm sorry, guys, I have to ask. Page of Pentacle. So that's a messenger of evidence, justice. There may be something coming very, very soon. I mean, it's divine timing. I can't guarantee nothing. God controls time. But there is justice here, and it's almost leading me to believe that there's going to be some evidence. We're asking about Nancy's remains or Nancy, and we have this messenger of evidence and justice. Somebody might talk. Remember Kalila in the first reading? He got the stuck Knight card and the Magician. And so you could see this as a commitment to him. Somebody stuck that doesn't want to be, that talks. Or you could see this as some evidence comes up about Kalila. The Sun. Clarity is coming about the Emperor. And the plan of action. So Kalila may be talking about this guy, because it all goes back to that first reading we did today of that King of Cups, which is the one that said, hey, Derek Kalila, I have an offer for you. And then the king backed out of the offer. It's almost as if that's what's coming out, and that will reveal her body. And you can see this. This is the Death card. This is the guy on the horse, right? He might be delivering the message. And this is the king. The king is dead. He's been covered up. He's laying underneath the horse. In a sense, it's like they are finding this person because this death guy, the Grim Reaper, has showed where the body is. So I would lean toward, it's very possible somebody's going to talk about where Nancy's body was finally, what remains, right? Where the remains are. That's how I feel. Whoops. And again, take everything, you know, with a grain of salt. I'm not sharing facts. I'm showing a tarot reading, which I do my very best to interpret it exactly right, but that doesn't mean I'm perfect either. Okay, let me look up here. Somebody I haven't asked a question from. Jersey Girl. Hey, I'm Jersey Girl Lotion. Do Annie and Tommaso practice Wiccan? Well, just because they would or would not practice Wiccan, we need to explain this. First of all, you spelt it wrong. It's not Wiccan as in wicked. It's Wiccan. It's W-I-C-C-A-N. And Wiccan can be people that are all about the healing of the earth and the healing and protection of children and goodwill. There's very pure Wiccans out there. Very pure. So what I'm going to do, Jersey Girl, is I'm going to ask if Annie and Tommaso are sadistic, right? According to the cards, allegedly, if they are practicing Satanism. There's that stuck energy with the world card. Stuck in the world. Do they practice Wiccan or are they sadistic? All right, I'm not getting really an answer on this. What I am getting is I'm getting stuck. I'm getting worldwide knowledge. The dark horse. There's something very secret about this dark horse and being stuck in the dark. And this is interesting because the Knight of Pentacles is the dark horse of the tarot. All the other horses are white, they're light colored, so forth. One's light brown. This is the black horse. This is the dark horse. We have the world, the material world. We have divine timing. We have something staged, something buried, because you planted that seed. Planted in true crime often means staged. So I'm going with the true crime version. Are Annie or Tomato, which it's hard to do both, or either of them, satanic. I got the law. And somebody is given to the law information to unload their burdens. Look at that. About the Queen of Wands. And she's the one that has the black cat. And I'm not saying black cats are evil. All cats are good. All dogs are good. Animals are good. People are the ones with negative energy. But the connotation is that black cats can be witch related. And we have this little witch here. So I would lean toward, yeah. What was that? Interesting. I would lean toward yes, allegedly. That is interesting. It's more than Wiccan, y'all. There's more to it than Wiccan. Stone Racer. Is Nancy on Mount Lemon? Is Nancy's remains on Mount Lemon? We have the Devil card and the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is choosing to put something down, letting go of one thing so you can keep the other. This guy has been balancing on one foot, juggling this forever. He can't do it forever, so he's going to have to put something down. So it's making a choice between two, choosing only one. So we have only choosing one. We have devil energy, toxic of only choosing one. And we have the game plan, and we have Ace of Swords. It's possible. I'm not saying yes or no, even though the yeses are often aces. It came pretty late in the game, because usually by 3 cards you would have gotten the yes. This may be saying, yes, there's a game plan to put something down that's toxic. So I will lean towards it's very possible. Very possible. All right, you guys, one more question. Let me see. Let me go way up here. to somebody that has not asked a question. The great one, hello, darling. Question was Annie. Okay, was Tommaso planning to leave Annie? We did do that question yesterday, and it was an interesting surprise that there is possibility that they will split up. So that's a very good question. This question I would like to answer. And same person, the great one, hello, darling. I had the darling. But hello, lovely. Question, was Tommaso being blackmailed? Was Tommaso being blackmailed? We have defense, because that's a 7 of wands, and that person's got 1 wand against 6 others. So that's definitely a lot of people up against 1. We have that page, that messenger wanting money, right? Could that be Derek Kalila? A little pissant trying to get money? Extortion? Could be. And then we have abandonment. So was he being blackmailed? I don't have a hardcore no. I don't have a hardcore yes. What I've got for an answer is, was Tommaso being blackmailed? This is showing me Tommaso was defensive. That somebody was saying, look, I've got a little bit of evidence on you, and I'm about to let it go, right? Abandon it. I'm going to leave it go. I'm not going to keep it close to my chest. I'm going to share that information. I'm going to abandon it out there. So I would lean toward yes. We have the sun, which can be seen as yes, and then we have that drug dealer on speed dial. Excellent questions, you guys. I want to say thank you to every single one of you. I truly do. I appreciate when you come in and ask questions. I know I was going to leave it for the private eyes. Then I realized a lot of private eyes were busy. And I thought, well, if we want to get a lot of questions, I'll open it up. So thank you to the subscribers. Thank you to my beautiful private eyes for coming in and asking amazing questions. I got to grab a drink. I do a lot of talking. I do my best to answer as many questions as I can, but if you didn't have a chance to get your question heard today, maybe I didn't see it, or you didn't get a chance to get on, you can always jump on the next time we're together. I love you guys. Pray for Nancy, as I asked before, and I think there's a lot to be said about Kalila. He looks spot on to that mask. If you didn't watch our first video today, it is boom! It is the boom! You're just going to have to see it with your own eyes. I want to say thank you. A big shout out to my mods. I don't really think I say it enough, but I want to thank individually every single one of my mods, because you guys jump from channel, well, not from channel as much, but from video to, from live to live to live, or video, and you just keep carrying on and doing the things. You do it so often, and you're so supportive, and you're so kind to everybody. I want to say thank you to my mods. Also want to thank each and every single one of you for hyping the channel, for liking, subbing. You guys are putting the channel off into the heavens above, right? You're just building the channel, and I greatly appreciate you. Now, tomorrow we have our deck party. Oh yeah. So let me go back over here for a minute. I'll point to it right here. You can see this little place. It says 1111decks.com, right? Well, Mama D is self-sponsoring. YouTube doesn't always pay the bills. And so I have a little shop of wonderful items, and we're going to be doing a deck party tomorrow. And I can't wait to hang out with everybody, have a little bit of fun. I hope you'll join us for that. We open it up to the whole world. You don't even need to be a subscriber. It's for everybody. We have a lot of fun. And I share some of the things in our shop. So I hope you'll tune in for that. In the meantime, until I see you again, I want you to know I love you to the moon and back. Bye for now, my beautifuls.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my